All right, welcome to Smokey Reacts. I'm your boy Journalist, and on this one, we are here because I'm petty. I was doing the YouTube I was doing anyways, and then I just stumbled upon the update of the other Ab and Preach video I did today. So I was just like, well, man has to do this one, and we'll just drop him as a pair just to get it knocked out the way. So shout out to Ab and Preach for following up and just staying on it, because I had no idea. So this is update. Redpillers hate single moms so much they can't stop dating them. At tonight's conversation, I'm just so petty. So yeah, we're here to do that. Thank you guys very much for joining me. This is your first time coming to the channel. Shout out to you. We're right now trying to get the channel to 20K subs. So if you enjoy this reaction, please do hit that sub and join us. If you've already hit that sub, thank you so much. I truly do appreciate your support. Also, final announcement for this one. I got a song coming out next week. Pre-save for Spotify is in the description. If you don't listen to music on Spotify, I will be updating that link. But right now, it's just Spotify. Song's called Balsama and Bruschetta. It drops on Wednesday. But if you could pre-save it, if you want to help support the boy a little bit more direct offline than outside of these YouTube reactions, that would be greatly appreciated. All that said, like, subscribe. Patreon's in the description as well. And let's get into it.
When I tell you guys all these red pillars are scammers, this is what I mean. I feel like red pillars date single moms more than the average person. For a movement that yells and moans about single moms as much, that so many of them date these women. Why do you think these guys go either for single moms, 18-year-olds, or are they trying to import? You notice a pattern?
Controlling. And they're weirdos because they can't talk to women normally. I don't know why. You got all that money just to be weird. It's like really weird. I don't even know why I'm so happy about it. I find it so hilarious that the men that want to purport themselves to be like, I'm that guy. You're actually a bellend, and you've probably never been enjoyable in a relationship in any facet. The only person that loves you is your mother, and that's probably why you messed up. It's her fault and your daddy's fault.
Between all three of these? There's an update to the previous story that we were on. Preach shared this with me.
Fellas, this is why I tell y'all got to be careful about where y'all get y'all relationship / life advice from these guys on this internet, on these podcasts. Because yesterday I made a video about that Fugazi Coolie dude or whatever, talking about being a top tier man. And I always kind of knew dude was a little buddy. But yeah, so here's the clip.
I told you it was Stefan. I'm too good at this, man.
Don't qualify for the top tier men, and that is the truth.
So you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what, 8% of the entire.
See, I didn't even think about this before when he said that, but you don't get to determine if you're a top tier man. You know who determines for you? The public. You know who the public is? The women you're trying to date. And unless they're calling you that, this phrase should never be uttered. Just the same as a woman trying to say that she's a good woman. You're the one telling us. Let me talk to your friend group. Let me talk to the people around you. Those are the people that determine if you're a good woman. Same with a man. Doesn't matter. So stop saying these things. Stop saying these things. I'm trying to work on being a good person. I think that my friends around me would say so. But I could be an actual dickhead. Who knows? But if I am, I'm trying to work on it. And I'm not out here trying to act like I'm better than anybody. It's so ridiculous.
World is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that. If you add that on,
That's why he said that. That's why he talked the way he talked. That's why. That's why he thinks he's a top tier man, because he's 6'4" and black. This is why he's the trinket, he's the fetish. But this is the dude that y'all follow, fellas. This is the rhetoric that y'all subscribe to from hypocrites. A black man playing stepdaddy to some white kids.
The way this motherfucker said that.
So
playing stepdaddy ain't nothing's wrong with playing stepdaddy. Neither is the interracial relationship portion of it. That is not any issue. None at all. We gotta clear that up. We just gotta clear that up.
I'm not familiar with this cinematic universe. So I decided to look up a couple of this dude's clips, and it's just him ragging on single moms all day long and how they're not wifey material.
So if you are a single mother, single mothers normally don't have good character, generally speaking, because they chose the wrong man, meaning that they normally broke up the relationship. Single
See, I'm definitely a man on the side of the people that choose the people are the people to blame. So let's say, cool, she is a bad woman. Let's just say that, just for conversation's sake. Let's say she's the bad woman. But wouldn't that then mean that the woman that broke up the relationship was a terrible woman and all these things? Wouldn't that then mean that these good men are terrible at picking good women? Wouldn't they be just as at fault for picking bad men as these men are at picking like bad women? Isn't that like, why is it always just one side of the aisle is just the person at fault? So she's got bad character because she can't pick a good man, and she broke up her relationship with that good man. But wouldn't that good man then be of bad character and of bad choices as well? Isn't that how that works? I'm just checking.
Moms show the worst characteristic traits, to be honest. No, what single mothers show is that you're selfish because you prioritize yourself over the kid. If you prioritize the kid, you would have worked through thick and thin to keep that relationship with the father.
A black man playing stepdaddy to some white kids with a single mother who was a BBL Becky.
BBL
Mind
Becky
you,
is crazy.
getting her knocked up because she's currently pregnant, not even married to her. They've been together since 2017. And has yet to put a ring on her finger.
So Christmas is around the corner, and since we got a little mixed baby here, we're gonna see which.
Why are we? You live in America, don't you? The land of the one drop rule. Isn't that how that works? That your next baby is a black baby now? What are we doing here?
Santa he chooses. We got a black Santa.
I'll just be honest also. I ain't playing that Santa shit neither. Nigga, I work too hard to let some imaginary fuckery happen in my house. Fuck that noise. Could we have Santa imagery? Sure. But I'm just, you know who slid down that? I paid that nigga to bring these toys to you. That's the story we gonna tell.
And I have the white ones.
And let's see which one he chooses. Same time, don't cheat.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Which one are you gonna pick?
Like all the boxes were checked. Cringy interracial couple content. She's begging to be proposed to. She's a single mother. All of these things that he tells you in clips like this.
As a single mother, do you believe you deserve a man in the top percentile?
I'm able to do everything else, whether or not I have a baby or not. I still can be a great wife.
Yeah, listen, single moms, recreational use only.
Do you mean like
Time out. Let's reverse it real.
Whoa. Recreational use only is a crazy sentence. I just also would like to just point out this phrase that men like to say all the time. You can't turn a gardening tool into a housewife. Yet a lot of women that I know with, will say, certain types of past that are also quite famous are housewives or married women now. And I just don't understand why that keeps happening if this phrase is true. And then look at what this brother's doing. He's clearly shacking up with somebody on the way to get married to this person. But she definitely had a past that would preclude her to being the thing that you say that you don't want to be dealing with. Oh, Jesus Christ. Recreational use only is wicked language.
No, keep it going. Keep it rolling. Keep it fucking rolling.
Looks like you're doing more than recreational use with her, buddy.
Talking about being with someone as recreational? That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, it's not crazy because that's what these guys talk about all the time. Hold up, that's what that Donovan Sharp used to say. That's not even his line. That's a Donovan Sharp line.
Sure.
This is all that same red pill shit.
I was a single mom. And yes, listen, I know single moms are bad and this and that and the other, but we all got to start somewhere. Don't commit to them.
To me, it's just the audacity of people. Like, you know what, you want to have this goofy ideology? That's fine, go live that life. But you're not even living it. And you broadcast the fact that you're not living it. They're all scammers. If they're not all scammers, it's like a coin flip. Actually, that's not even true because I'm being generous by saying it's 50-50. The odds are even lower than that. It's like skydiving without a parachute, you probably gonna land on a scammer. I got no words. I got no words.
You got no.
It's the audacity. I don't know how these people live with themselves. I don't know how they scam. But more importantly, I don't know how y'all keep falling for it. Y'all be up in these comments being like, ooh, woo, ooh, woo. Y'all keep falling for it. Y'all be up in these comments being like, ooh, woo. Woo, ooh, woo.
Jesus Christ.
Ooh, woo.
Alex Collier Pro, he holds them accountable. These women become triggers.
Kings. Meanwhile, he going to ooh woo with his single mom, and then he telling you and shaming you for. I feel like Redpillers date single moms more than the average person. It's actually mind blowing to me for a movement that yells and moans about single moms as much that so many of them date these women, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just crazy how at this point, anytime someone will tell me don't date single moms, I'm like, how many kids you a stepdaddy to? That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna start thinking. How do you look yourself in the mirror? How do you go home to your family? How do you go home to your girl? No way you say, is it just a check you give her? Like, hey bitch, I talk shit about you. Here's your payout. Like, why? It costs you nothing not to do this. You could probably still make a bunch of red pill points and not say this goofy ass shit. You know what I think it is?
Minutes ago.
I don't think these kinds of guys can actually get the women that they want. So they go for women who are having a little bit more of a difficult situation or willing to accept more things. Why? Because, like, listen, for some single moms out there, not all, but some, they're willing to accept a little bit more. Why? Because they want that companionship. Because people do judge them for having children.
Their standards are lower.
If this BBL Becky...
We got to stop that as well. No. Their willingness to accept is much higher. Their standards are not lower. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Their willingness to accept because they've been through actual life means that they have a wider breadth of understanding. So they're willing to accept more bullshit than I would say the average person is willing to accept. But to say one's standards is lower, it's still kind of a slick. I don't like that language either, because I don't think that's true. But I will say that men that operate in these spaces and do things like this, gentlemen, it's definitely because they can't get the women that they want, because the women that they want are not the women that they date. And that they tell you how to go date the women that they currently are dating, but not how to go get the women that they actually want. And I'm just telling you how it is. You only have to be a nice person, and maybe if you can be interesting in your personality or in your conversation, you can get any person you want. It doesn't matter financial level, status of wealth. It doesn't matter any of these things. Be a good person, have an interesting personality, have some good character, and also be able to read social cues and have a good conversation. I promise you, you'll be able to fly. You do whatever the hell you want, whenever the fuck you want. And then also to my brothers that think that you must be duplicitous in your actions, I promise you, if you were to be willing to actually have to tell the girl that you really like that you want to do all this philandering and all like you want to fuck on a whole bunch of girls at the same time, that's cool. But really be willing to have that conversation, I guarantee you'd be blown away at the amount of women that would actually be like, cool, calm. Like, how you plan on like protecting me and being safe sexually if you plan on doing all of these things? Having that conversation, I promise you, it's been some of the hardest conversations I've ever had in my life. When nobody's telling you no and you can get whatever you want, that's so much harder. It's such a hard conversation.
He didn't have no kids, she wouldn't be with him.
You think so?
Why else would he get with a BBL Becky with kids if he could get another one? Why would he go in contravention with his own ideology if he could get the same type of girl without kids? So they talk about, I make six figures, this and that. I'm over this height, this and that. But then you still end up with the single mom that you be yelling about. I don't even believe you can get what you want. Your whole business model is predicated on the ability of you knowing the truth and you being able to get what you want. But you don't. Why do you think these guys go either for single moms, 18-year-olds, or fobs fresh off the boat? Or are they trying to import? You notice a pattern between all three of these? Mm-hmm. What is it?
There's a standards that are lower, either because they don't have the connection or they don't know better.
or because their standards are lower because they know that they got a baggage that is right there.
Right. All of these people are more malleable, more easily controlled. That's perfect for dudes like these who got these insecurities, who are not good with themselves. That's why these guys go for it. Now that I'm thinking about the psyche, it actually makes sense that they go for single mom. They go for the most vulnerable.
The problem that I have with that is why you trash though. It's the trashing part. That you go for whatever. I don't.
Because the trashing, they get male validation that they wouldn't typically get. Because if you were to be around some real niggas in your life, no real niggas is going to really hang out with you. No real niggas is going to really rate the shit that you say. Because a real nigga has dealt with enough real women to know that the red pill conversation sphere is so completely contrary to what an actual existence is when you are actually dealing with women. So this is why they say these things online, so they can get the male validation that they can't get in their real life. I promise you. And then the reason that they date the type of women that they do date is because their personality excludes them from getting the actual women that in their mind they really want to date. I promise you, it's down to personality thing. It comes down to like how I look at rappers and basketball players and entertainers all dating the same women, dating in the same kind of like female pool. Y'all niggas ain't got no personalities. So you guys have to keep dealing with the same women because those are the only women that will put up with your bullshit. Because a real woman, she'll walk away from millions of dollars and not give a fuck that you don't know how to control your sexual urges. A real woman won't deal with a lot of the shit that you niggas put on the table. Like, facts. It's just facts. It's just, you guys don't have personalities. So you'll see these basketball players all dating the same girl, these rappers all dating the same girl. And it's like, bro, you have all the money and opportunity in the world, and y'all keep ending up with the same 12 to 25 women. How is this possible? How? And it's because you ain't got no personality. And these are the group of women that are willing to deal with your no personality for access to your cash. But as soon as they get what they want, they fuck off. And then what are you doing? You back in the dating pool. Like how Larsa Pippen was dating Michael Jordan's son that she also used to be a auntie to is ridiculous. But it's because you niggas ain't got no personality.
Okay.
That's money. That's the ideology. You want to make money off the scam, you got to say the right things. Did you not notice though that all the Redpill guys have a bunch of girls, they always say 18? 17,
yeah,
barely legal.
There's a problem with that, yeah.
What do they talk about the imports? They're submissive. They do as they're told. That's the trend. So at first it didn't make sense for me why they went for the single moms, but now it actually does. The reason why is they feel like they're gonna fall in that category. They're the most malleable. In observing them, when I can't understand why, because remember what I said when I said they're more likely than the regular dudes? It's like, why would that be? And then I thought about it, I was like, wait, regular dudes are not necessarily looking to control women. They're not looking to do all this other stuff. Or what was the other one? OnlyFans models.
OnlyFans model, yeah.
Why do they go for those too?
Because the normal guys are not going to go for them because of what they do. So they kind of lower their expectancy. They lower their standards because they know, like people that do porn as well, they lower their standards because nobody's really gonna get to them. So it's kind of not that they have to say yes, but not a people are gonna say yes to them.
A lot of people who do the adult work, they're a bit isolated socially because of what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right? They are very primed to find dudes who are not gonna treat them well. Who are these guys will go and date these women and then hold it against them that they do this kind of work. It's like, well, why would you date an OnlyFans model if you go hold it against her? But it's about that control aspect. There's that resentment there. How many times have I seen Redpillers with OnlyFans girls? And like they'll be in full-on relationships. They're not just banging these women. They'll be dating them. They'll go out to dinner. They'll introduce them to the mom. We spent New Year's together, and that's the time when he asked me to be his girl and to commit to him, and he posted a video of us on social media. He said to me, I love you. I don't want you to be with other men. A few days later, he asked me to meet his mom. Take him back to Barbados, have some coconuts. But, do you guys not see the pattern? It is actually like once you start connecting the dots, you realize these guys are terribly insecure. They do want control over their women, and that's why they go after the very women they tell you not to go after. That's my theory. What do you think?
You can't fuck other guys. I can. While they fuck other guys.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about the psyche. Is this just about money? It's gotta be. I think people see Redpillers. You know what this makes me realize? Redpillers really are simps. They are true easy marks. They're like old people for scammers. You know what I'm saying?
Sims to what?
They're the easiest marks.
Oh, you mean the audience?
The audience.
Oh, okay.
That's what they are.
Oh, okay.
And there's no way you can convince me otherwise, because these guys are not even scamming you guys properly. Like, if you look at their books, if you look at their TikToks, you can see that they're not living none of the shit they telling you to live. The stuff that they're yelling, hey, you piece of shit, if you don't do this, you're a fucking beta. And you guys just eat. Yo, at some point, you just got to wake up to the fact that everyone's selling you a lie. Maybe this ideology is nothing but lies. I don't know. And people say, well, the message is still good. God damn, well, all the messengers fucked up.
The delivery is...
All the messengers are fucked up. This is the first one for me this year. Like, I'm actually like, huh?
So we did a video and the update is, huh? That's a good update, I gotta admit. I ain't mad at it, because seeing you baffled is really a first for me.
But, you know, maybe I shouldn't be baffled. Because, like...
Why you shouldn't?
People commit crimes and then document their whole shit and post it on TikTok.
I mean,
maybe people are so attention starved they don't even care. They're not even hiding the fact that they scammers, and people are still going to support this guy. So why should he hide?
That's just leads back to like being like a really good criminal. Doing something in somebody's face is a lot easier than like trying to do extra shit around it and hide it, because then you got to do all that extra shit. Versus people will do like people vote against their own self-interest in politics all the time. So in anything, if I've seen that goes to the rest of your life, because your vote, especially down ticket, affects you so much more. And when you begin to vote against your own self-interest in your perceived biases and what you think is the right thing, that's when it's just like, yo, that motherfucker can sell you anything. He can sell you anything. Like, shit. Oh, shit, selling snow to an Eskimo. It's crazy.
So why should he at it?
Well, you know, especially if it had been exposed for scamming and basically defrauding, not living any of the stuff they talk about, they still got a fan base. What is there to really say? If people want to get scammed, they go ahead. Thoughts?
A lot of them. This guy's a reason why black women don't like me. Because I just take my girl. I'm just with my girl minding my business. And this motherfucker goes on dunking on y'all. It's not me.
Facts. This is where, like, I'm an equal opportunity dater. I don't care who I'm with. I'm just black, white, Asian, it don't matter. As long as that person is for me, it makes me feel safe and happy, and we have open communication and a trusting relationship, it shouldn't matter. However, because I am black, there are questions I'm going to have to answer if I do decide to date a white girl, or if I do decide to date outside my race, because of niggas like this, because they want to dunk on black women, and you shouldn't be doing that. You shouldn't be dunking on any women, because none of us are perfect. But because of that, I've got questions I've got to answer, because apparently black people are a monolith, and I'm going to have to answer for all the trials and tribulations that all these dickhead black men do. But yet, that's not all the black men. It's just a group of niggas that happen to do some dickhead shit. And your experience with those black men have had you have a bad, we'll say, outlook on dating black men. So now we've got to answer those questions if we decide not to date within our race. But it had nothing to do with race and dating outside of it. We just happen to get in the relationships we get into, and then boom, now I'm in trouble, or I'm having to answer questions because I didn't date a black woman. And it's just like, what is going on with the world? But it's neither here nor there. But I definitely see his point of like, yo, Preacher's over there with his interracial relationship, just being calm, non-problematic, stay the fuck out the way. And I put, you're a black man with a white girl. Oh, Jesus.
It's him. It's not me. I'm not him. He's ragging on black single moms.
Is it just black single moms?
He's really ragging on what I've seen. I've seen the rest. Whenever he's trashing the moms.
Okay, but you can only base off what he says. What did he say? Single moms are unmarriageable. Single moms are for recreational. So if he didn't say black single moms, he's with a single mom.
Yes, but she's a white single mom. So he must look at being a white single mom as being something different from being with a black single mom, because he could have been with a black single mom, but why is he not? Because of all the other side points. He probably feels like they're not agreeable, they're not submissive, they're not in their feminine energy, all these dumb points that red pill niggas make. But white women, he's like, oh, she's submissive, she's agreeable, she's fucking feminine, she does all these things, she makes me feel strong like a man. Fucking weirdo.
Fair. So you would think that it would make no sense. Like you're saying, yo, you're trashing on single moms. Why are you trashing single moms and you're with a single mom? And then all the single mom that he's trashing on his videos are white. So the only reason why he would trash them but not her is really because she's white. Then if you look at the content that he makes, the content is very like interracial, black, white, black.
This is the reason why. This is the reason why single moms leads to degenerate.
Don't do that.
It leads to degeneracy.
Whenever he spoke and he said the things that make
The amount of black single moms that raise beautiful children into being some of the most successful people we have ever seen in this fucking world is astronomical. I would actually implore you to probably look into this, but the amount of successful, highly financially wealthy black men that we have seen come up over the past, we'll say 15 years, are probably all byproducts of single mom households. Like, look at Kai Cenat, or Cenat, however you say that boy's name, single mom household. Let's use Jay-Z, billionaire, single mom. Dr. Dre, single mom. Ice Cube, single mom. I could keep fucking going. LL Cool J, single mom. The amount is just ridiculous. I don't understand this. It's a terrible point. It's a terrible point. It's like the misappropriation of statistics to make a point when the statistics are being misused and misrepresented. It sounds like you're actually making a really good point, but that's not actually what the statistics were telling you when you actually got them, but you took the wrong understanding of them and think that you understand those statistics. So now you're out here saying shit, but really you just sound like one of them niggas that just don't, like, there's a lot of internal self-hatred of being black in these points when you get them from black people sometimes. And I was just like, what is going on here?
Making a high value man, when he said,
And I'm black at that if you add that on.
I'm black, I went, yo, that sounds weird. I felt some type of way. And then I look at all the
LeBron James, I could just keep coming up with it.
Content that he makes, and it's very
Kevin Durant,
corny, interracial, propping up like, yeah, I'm with a white girl, and when this guy says he's a trinket and he's a fetish, I believe that what he said. I believe that he's right. He thinks as well that he's a when he said I'm a black dude because, you know, fetish. I'm the fetish. I believe he said that, and I believe he believed that as well.
I don't have anything to say to that. I'm not even disagreeing with that.
Yeah, cool. So it's not so much that he's dunking on. That's the reason why he's not dunking on single women. He's dunking on single black women. But I understand. He's a hypocrite. Okay. I told you before that, you know, red pills sound like cosplay.
Gotcha.
The energy that I have is cosplay and emulating someone else. And it's the nerdy that I saw, and one I can see in another. You see that they are insecure because the minute something don't go well, they're yelling and they're puffing up chest. Mm-hmm. They claim they cosplay stoic. They cosplay all that, but when things happen or they get confronted, they lose it.
Yeah.
So the insecurity is definitely there. And they try to cosplay someone that is getting the chick, so they have to get a chick, but they cannot get the chick that they want, so they're gonna get the chick that he can get.
Yeah.
The next video that he put out was, well, this is how we use OnlyFans. They try to incorporate it in their cosplay to make it make sense.
Hold up. So they always talk about they want a good religious girl who's a virgin or whatever. But you're dating the exact opposite.
Yeah.
Even the ones that they end up wifing up are literally the opposite. They're not pious.
And this is why I say Christian puritanical beliefs and just Christianity around sex is probably one of the most destructive things that has ever happened in America. Because we are a Christian nation with puritanical, we'll say, foundations, the way that we discuss male and female dynamics, the way that we discuss sex and who's allowed to have it and not have it and what sex is and how it gets educated is exactly why these people are brought up with these terrible ideals and think that they're the right thing moving forward, when honestly, you niggas don't know shit and you ain't dealt with enough people to know shit. And this is why we keep ending up in these positions, and then we have a whole bunch of people that think they know shit, but maybe they've dated 1-2 people. Maybe they've been in 15 like short-term relationships, but because they've been in 15 of them, they think they've done enough of it to know you motherfuckers ain't been with the motherfucker long enough to actually know what it takes to be in a long-term relationship, what it actually takes. And then you listen to motherfuckers like this that are outside. It's like when we watch, as men, women taking advice from women that are in healthy relationships while telling you to go do things like they're not in a healthy relationship. Like Beyonce singing All My Single Ladies while being in a committed long-term monogamous relationship is ridiculous. Who the fuck are you calling out to? Why did y'all even heed that call? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, why men signed up for Usher's album is because niggas be doing some trifling shit. And Usher was singing about doing some trifling shit that niggas was like, you know what? I've either done this in the middle of it or this sounds interesting. So niggas, we went there for that. But when that nigga said he was starting to move mountains and ready to sign in papers, niggas was up out of there unless you was an old nigga. We moved on. We got to the Chris Browns, the Marios, the Trey Songs. Like, we went to some niggas that was singing some shit we get with. Like, I don't understand this. I don't.
Been fucking around, and they're gonna fuck around after them too. So it's just interesting that pattern follows along with every single one of them. They date single moms or they date women who are incredibly promiscuous, which they frown upon. Neither of these things are bad to me, but it's bad to them. So it's interesting that pattern kind of repeats.
They Spider-Verse their flaws. Because
that's a bar.
They cosplay one thing.
That's a bar.
And they want that other thing because it's really cool, but they can't get it. And they incorporate it in their cosplay, and then they say, verse.
Multiverse.
Verse, multiverse. Yeah. Multiverse.
Yeah. That's how they explain it?
Yeah. Multiverse.
Hey. But wait, how did you...
Multiverse.
But this don't quite...
Multiverse.
Yo, that's a bar.
But that's what it is.
Nah. Should have done.
Because it's...
No. Take a second. That's a bar. Yeah.
Because it's just like whenever you go to Comic-Con.
Damn.
And you see someone in a cosplay.
Damn.
And
Hold on.
Stop.
That's a crazy analogy right there. Nah, bro.
You see, you know when you walk to Comic-Con?
Yeah.
And you see someone with a costume that don't make sense, and you're like, the minute you start to explain it, you're like, multiverse!
It's not that.
But it's what it is, though.
Everything, like, when you think about Spider-Man and all the different ones, there's a lot of inconsistencies in the Marvel story. Yeah. And the multiverse is just their escape tool to explain every inconsistency and everything. Yeah. And you just have to accept it.
Yeah.
It is, but that's...
And then you can't go, and then you yell it.
Yeah.
They go hard. Multiverse! It's because, hey, the 5 rocks. Multiverse. You win.
That's a crazy explanation. Should have done. All right, listen. He put it in the best way possible. But anyways, that's all my thoughts on this one. We'll cover some more time. But yeah, hopefully you guys learn from this and don't fall for the scam. That's it for me. Anything else?
No.
That was crazy. Actually...
All right, yeah. Nah, this was just. I knew I could smell a sucker when I smelled the sucker. Like, there's a lyric from Big Boy on a song called "Elevators," where he says, "A player ain't a pimp, but a player handles his shit," and that always struck me, even when I was a kid, because I didn't ever want to be a pimp, but I always wanted to be a player. And keeping it player was always just like the mantra. And keeping it player isn't actually meaning that you're out here with all these women or anything like that. Just stay the fuck out the way. Be cool. Keep it calm. Don't broadcast. Like, you ain't got to do nothing. Just be yourself and stay in your lane. That's what always, at least that's how I took that shit. I'd love to be able to one day sit down with Big Boy and ask him how close to his meaning am I to my understanding, because that's how I always took it. And I just really feel like that's what any and all of us need to do, is just keep it player. Stay the fuck out the way. Go get your bag. Don't think you're better than anybody because you got a bigger bag than somebody else. You're not better because you can provide materialism. That shit is just what life consists of. You are a good person because you're a good person and you strive to be. And that's what we all should be working for, because none of us are better than anybody. Men suck. Women suck. We're all bastards. It's fucking terrible. It's a dark world out here. So just try and be the light in a dark place, because the older you get, the more experience you get, you will see that this world fucking sucks. So it's nice to have somebody that can be nice. That's it. That's all. I see you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.